Well, so before the podcast, you were kind of explaining to me a bit, which is kind of like another like eye-opening conversation, because Richard also kind of mentioning him a lot, but because the podcast is still fresh in my head. He was explaining to me the difference between Swahili and how Swahili was made and all that. But I forgot what you said, but you were kind of explaining to me something about how Swahili letters
came up, or
you were talking about how pronunciations.
Oh, Swahili, yeah. And I've taught a lot of even my white friends how to just like read Swahili.
Oh, okay.
Because Swahili is a very beautiful language. It's very melodious, even speaking it. I think like even my accent, if you ever wonder like Kenyan accent, most of our accent is a mixture of Swahili and all these other 48 tribes. Like I'm Kikuyu, grew up in a very Kalenjin environment. LD is a very Kalenjin environment. So I have a mixture of all those accents. So Swahili is a Bantu language. It was originally made up of a mixture of languages, and one of them is Arabic, because it's a language that developed from the coast of Kenya, which is predominantly, it was, I don't want to say attacked, it was invaded by the Arabs during the colonization period. That was like their territory. So Swahili came from a lot of Bantu languages. Bantu is like, Bantu language is like one of the most dominant language block in Africa, not just in Kenya. So like Kikuyu is a Bantu language.
Okay.
Probably Igbo in Nigeria is a Bantu language, to my understanding. Yeah, and Igbo is a Congolese language. That's a Bantu language. If you go to Rwanda, they have Hutu and Tutsi. I think Tutsi is a Bantu language. So Bantu speaking group in Africa. So Africa either has Bantu language or there are others. Bantu is the biggest speaking language of Africa. So Swahili is one of the Bantu, was formed by combining a mixture of so many Bantu languages and Arabic. I don't speak any Arabic, but so Swahili is really easy. If you want to, the way it's written is exactly how you read it. And most of Swahili words are like, you read it in a consonant and a vowel, consonant and vowel. That's mostly how Swahili words are arranged. For instance, this is a phone, right? A phone in Swahili would be simu. How you write simu is S-I-M-U. And that's a 2-syllable word, simu.
Right.
And as you just read it as you write it. And you don't have, so it will be very easy to read. Most people are able to read Swahili way faster than, you don't even have to know what it means, but some people can read it so well you think they're Swahili speakers. Yeah, but it's a pretty easy. You just pick a consonant and a vowel at a time. You don't have very long words in Swahili, like what, I don't know. I actually did some linguistics, so I was about to tell you a diphthong, but that's very technical. It's just like, for instance, in English has a lot of words where some letters are silent. So many languages. In Swahili, hardly do you have that. And if you ever encountered a silent letter or vowel in a Swahili word, then that's a hint that that's an Arabic word. It's not a Bantu word.
That's kind of interesting, because Yoruba I believe is also like that as well. Most of the words is how you write it, is how you pronounce it, which is one of my big problems. I just learned this maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I learned that one of my big problems in pronunciation in American is because of so many silent words, because I just pronounce everything, Yeah, and also American words, one long word is 1 syllable. If you ever want to know how to pronounce a language, I think or how to read a language, you have to know how the syllables are divided. For instance, from a Swahili speaker, hardly will you ever find a word like simu and it's not a 2-syllable word. You have to simu. You see those? But in English, you find like one word is what. So for instance, manager, you cannot say manager like that. You can read it like that. You cannot break it. In Swahili, you have to, if you find a consonant and a vowel, you break them as 1 syllable most of the time. It does not always apply, but as a beginner, that's where you start. Also, you will never, there's actually a never, unless
like in one or two instances. In Swahili, you cannot find like two consonants following each other. Like a K and a G. It has to be a consonant and a vowel. A consonant and a vowel. And the vowel is where you divide how to read the consonant. So you find S-I-M. You are so sure you're not going to go like sim. You have to first divide S and the I. Where the consonant and the vowel appear, you divide it there. So you can be able to count how many syllables are there.
Right, in it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
It's a very Have you heard Swahili music? It's just melody.
No, that's good. Actually, that's a good segue. So I know Afrobeat is kind of getting big now. So I want to know what are the music. I think I was told about Sauti Sol.
Sauti Sol. How can you have to know how to say that?
Oh yeah, Sauti Sol. Yeah,
they're our biggest music export. So
really, yeah, I heard. I actually listened to them. They're not bad. They're dope. I like it. I like the vibe.
Zeke, do you know there's something that I don't believe in doing or saying? If something is good, do not describe something good from a negation point. You know what I mean by that? Like if something is good, don't say it's not bad. Just say it's good.
It's good. All right. You want to listen to with my boy Patoranking? I think that's the song that have the Patoranking.
Oh, Patoranking. If you go through my Instagram, you'll see a photo of me and Patoranking.
Really?
Oh, I love Patoranking. I love